Hi everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. Okay, so in this video, I wanted to talk to you about why we cannot be friends with our affair partner. So I get this question a lot, and I actually experienced it myself. My affair partner actually talked about, hey, let's just stay friends. And a lot of people think, okay, well, I can be friends with them. Why can't we be friends? We have so much in common. We get along so well, and they truly are my best friend. I really don't want to lose that relationship with them. I don't want to lose that connection completely, which is understandable. And we really when we're feel like we're losing something or someone, we want to hold on, that much tighter to them in hopes that we can just stay connected, even if it's just through a friendship. It's almost where we'll settle and say, okay, well, I'll just settle for a friendship. We can't have a romantic relationship, or we can't be together in a real relationship. Then we could just be friends. That way I still have some part of you in my life. Well, that's not really a good idea. And I have several reasons why I have discovered that that is not a good idea for you to remain friends with your affair partner. But in this video, I'm just going to talk about one, and I will have a blog post up later this week, so you can go on my website and you can check out the rest of the reasons why it's not good to stay friends with your affair partner. So let's just get into this first one. So the first one is limerence. Okay. Limerence is, I don't mind the word limerence, but to me it just sounds more like romantic love. But limerence is just a state of being, that high that you get when you are falling in love with someone. You're nervous, you have butterflies, you're excited to see them. It's just an intense emotional, excitement that you feel towards that person. And that's what we enter in with our affair partner in the beginning stages of when we're getting together with them. We experience limerence, and limerence affects our emotions. It just makes us feel really connected to this person. So once we experience limerence, now don't get me wrong, what I'm about to say does not mean that you will always love your affair partner, by no means, because you do not have to love them for the rest of your life. But what it means is, once you experience limerence with someone, then there's a possibility that you could experience that with them again. That means that, I loved you once, I could possibly love you again. And what I have found in an affair relationship is that many times they don't end on a bad note. Where you might have a couple who is married and then they start fighting, or they've been drifting for years, and then all of a sudden something bad happens between them and they find themselves having, hard feelings toward each other. And it really makes the divorce seem easier. Not that it is easier, but when it's easier to deal with loss when you're angry with someone. Whereas in infidelity, usually, the affair is discovered, one spouse finds out, or both spouses find out, and then, there could be, ghosting. Somebody could ghost one person, or, it's just where you stop talking. But when you stop talking, you were still in a good place in the relationship. You were still enjoying each other's company. You still, you didn't have any reasons to be angry with them. You wasn't upset or anything like that. So, and not saying that, being angry and all of that will make you not love someone, because that won't work either. But I've just noticed that when an infidelity, when the relationship ends on and the couple is still in a good place, it makes the connection that much stronger and that much harder to break. So once you've experienced that limerence with that person, there's a possibility that you could do it again. So even if you come to a good place where you feel like, okay, I'm okay to, to be around this person, and, we're friends and we're going to try to stay friends. And that's the key. Try to stay friends. You start hanging out with them, or you start talking to them. And, a lot of times friends, we share, what's going on in our lives. We want advice, we want input, and there goes, the line again. Somebody crosses it, or somebody says, gosh, I miss you, or, I really missed enjoying talking to you. I really enjoy our friendship more than anything, and then you kick it all back up, and one thing leads to another, and, it starts off really small. So, it would just be, hey, let's just talk on the phone, or hey, can you meet me for drinks? I'm really having a bad day. It's a bunch of different reasons why, you would try to meet with this person. And then, before you know it, you might find yourself saying, oh gosh, I'm back in the affair again. Or somebody will say, look, I just can't do this. I can't just be friends. I need to move forward. Let's just go back to the way it was, because at least the way it was, we was friends, and then we was lovers, and we was having an affair, but at least we were more than just friends. It's hard for me to just sit here and talk to you and not want to hug you or kiss you or anything like that. So it's really thinking, hey, this boundary has been crossed, and I can cross it again. And I find that it keeps you in a low level of vulnerability, to that person, so to speak. So, and even if you say you are not with them and you haven't been with them in a while, and maybe they come back in your life, in a couple of years or something, I still wouldn't let my guard down and say, hey, okay, now we can be friends again. Because again, once you have turn that relationship, once you've crossed that line, once you've experienced limerence, once you've loved them, you can definitely experience it again. It's definitely possible, and there's just that underlying low level of vulnerability to them, and you want to keep yourself guarded. You don't want to stay in friendship with them. You don't want to cross that line again. You don't want to let your guard down and say, I'm okay now, I'm good, I have this, I can be friends with them, we got it. You don't want to get to that place. You want to be in the place where you are dependent upon God, because God says, okay, it's a temptation, pray and ask me to help keep you out of temptation. Don't think that you can do this on your own, because you can't. You fell into it once, you could fall into it again. That's why we need God. That's why we have to build our strength up. That's why we have to rely on, hey, Lord, this is a temptation, help me not fall into it again. That's where we want to be, where the friend zone is concerned. So basically, there is no friend zone once you have had an affair with that person. It might be hard to hear, because you feel like you're losing your best friend, but when it's over, it has to be over. That has to be an end to it. They have to move on with their lives separately from you, and you have to go on from them, because there's no middle ground, there's no gray area, there's no safety net in being friends. Even though it feels like it would bring comfort, and it may for a season, it will end in y'all having an affair again, your marriage is breaking up. It will end in a way that you won't be happy about it. So I always say, just walk away. As hard as it is, close the door, don't reopen it, don't go visit it again. Go through the healing process, go through the grief, because grief is very powerful. It's very strong when the affair ends, but go through it. And a lot of times it feels like it'll never end, but it will. You just have to keep moving through it. And one of the biggest roadblocks that I have noticed with relapsing, when people reconnect with their affair partner, is, hey, we can just be friends, and it's just a lie. It's just a lie that you tell yourself to stay connected to whatever the reason is, but it's not true. You can't just be friends. It's I keep being reminded of a Bible verse that says, can a man put hot coals in his lap and not get burned? And that's where we are with that, friendship zone. It's like, can I just play with fire a little bit? Can I just push the boundaries just a little bit, and not get burned by this? And of course not. We can't. And the reality, the reason I believe the Bible uses coals and fire is because that's how painful infidelity is. So can you really just be friends? Can we really just juggle some hot coals in our hand and not come out with scars or burns and pain? No, you can't. You've opened the door, so we really have to close the door on the friendship completely. Like, close the door on all of it. If you want survival, if you want your marriage to be healed, if if that's your ultimate goal is reconciliation, or if you are a woman who is having an affair and you're single, if you want your own life, your own husband, free from, the breadcrumbs and the dictates of this affair, then you have to close the door completely and walk away and go through it. But the good news is that even though it's painful right now, you can heal, you can come out on the other side, you can not feel like you love them, you can just say, okay, I'm done, I'm happy now, I'm whole, I'm thriving in life again. So be encouraged. There is hope. No matter how painful it is, no matter how much you miss them, there is hope that one day you will get to the place where it will just be a memory and you won't have all those emotions attached to it. I did it. It was hard. It wasn't easy, but I know, if I can do it, as bad as it was for me, you can do it. And I would love to help give you the same tools that changed my life, that God gave me, that helped me heal from infidelity, heal from the grief, and completely let go, but not stay stuck in a place of just surviving, just walking through life numb, but actually coming out and thriving and enjoying my life again, and being happy again. So if you would like to work with me, you can head over to my website, which is a link in the bio, or you can just DM me and we can chat and, take it from there. But anyways, I pray this video helps you and brings some clarity, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.